Sarah from Africa 7 here again with Derrick from Tamboti Bush Lodge, and Mandy and I today are listening to how it really feels like when you're ambushed by, no, charged, not ambushed, charged by an elephant. How does it feel?
Yeah, look, it was an absolutely amazing experience. My wife and I were walking along the fence, and we were just going for a little stroll, and we came across Sam, our Matre'D, Sam Mashishi, and he was standing there, and he had his big eyes, and he pointed out into the bush and says, "Look, there's an elephant." And this is one of the first times that he'd really seen the elephant. And as we looked up like this guy looked at us like that. He put his ears out, and he just came bulleting up to the fence.
Wow.
And he's charged up like that, and then Pixie and Sam decided they weren't going to do anything. They were going to head out, and they ran. And this mugu here, he stood at the fence like that and just stared at this big 4-ton elephant coming at him.
Because there's a fence, so you can't really push down the fence.
Yeah, no, this is the thing, you think to yourself, there's an electric fence, and he's wild animals on that side, you on this side, and you're safe.
You're on the other side.
There's no big deal about it. But all of a sudden he came to a halt, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and then a whole lot of thoughts flashed through my mind. The first thing I thought is, what if he does come through the fence? What's he going to do? Is he going to pick me up with his trunk and bash me against a tree, or is he going to throw me down and stomp on me?
Like an angry child.
So you had a wild imagination.
Yeah. But I'm a sort of glass half full type of person, so I just put that aside and said, all right, let me just think about this a whole lot. And about a month previously, the same elephant with 3 others, they'd been at our fence next door at the bush willow camp, and they pushed over a tree next to the wire. And I was a little bit annoyed, and I had my little speakers there, my Bluetooth speakers, and on my phone I had the sound of buzzing bees, because I'd heard that elephants are very scared of bees.
Oh yes, you told us about that.
That's right. So what I thought is, okay, let me just try this. So I turned the speaker on, and I turned my phone on, and this buzzing bees, and these elephants just heard this lot, and they just bulleted away. They ran like the hounds of hell.
So I need to save that on my playlist when I'm walking around the bush.
Please send it to
us.
So anyway, the elephants go around, so I think, okay, I've got the answer to elephants. But now, all of these thoughts are going through my mind as I'm standing with this big dude in front of me like that. And because of my knowledge and interaction with 2 tame elephants many, many years before this, one of the things that I realized is they've got the most amazing memory, and they remember this. And this bull elephant was one of those. And I always said that the score at that time was Derrick 1, elephants 0, because I chased them away. And he's standing and looking at me like that. I was like, oh, what now? So then I realized, I had to do something, because I didn't want to get bashed against a tree, and I didn't want to get stomped on. So I thought, all right, let me just do something and take the edge off this. So all I did is I looked down, and I took 3 steps backwards. And I sort of, out the corner of my eye like that, I looked at him, and it was almost as if he had this sigh of relief.
Oh.
Because he, from that aggression, all of a sudden he relaxed.
Because what you showed that
because I showed that I'm civil to him, and he's now the boss and I'm the servant. And then he just turned around like that, and he walked, and he took a whole pile of sand, and he threw it over himself, as if to say,
like the boss.
Check this lot out.
So what? He wants you to obey him?
Yeah, well, he knew that stage that I'd taken second stage to him.
Oh.
And he walked away, and there was a tree in front of him, and he looked back at me like this, and he put his foot on the tree, and he just flattened it. And then he just walked away, and he walked down to the water hole, had a wonderful drink of water, and off he went.
Wow.
And so then the score was elephant 1, Derrick 1.
So it's like he was trying to prove a point or something.
He knew exactly what had happened. That is one thing. The elephants are smart. You know, they've got these amazing memories, and they don't want to do us any harm. But you know what? Sometimes they've got to show us who's boss.
Yeah.
Especially if we one up on them.
Okay.
That's such an interesting story.